Hello, folks. This is Real Honesty with Jonn Ritland. I'm Jonn Ritland. That is
the Derbinator.
It is. And we are here with a Raw Hell A review. Look, there was some good wrestling.
Cardangelis.
I like that, actually. I like that. This actually did have some good matches on it.
Yes.
It also had some
terrible
shit.
stories on it.
It did. Now, to be fair, though, Reigns got so many boos. Braun came out and saved us all.
Woohoo!
Braun did show Reigns what the American healthcare system is basically like, throwing him into an ambulance.
Yep.
That was safe. That was good, though. I really like that. And even though Reigns escaped the ambulance, as Cole said later.
Ha! I broke it free of an ambulance. I'm the big dog. Woof, woof.
Ladies and gentlemen, Roman Reigns.
I'm just picturing it for some reason, like, he needs to be house trained. I don't know why. Like, he needs to be house trained to Vince's house.
Keep super punching the faces. Little bastard.
That's why Linda's eye is wonky. Okay, moving on from that. I like that segment, though. Yeah. I like that. That was good. Braun got huge cheers. It was awesome. And anytime Reigns gets beat up, it's a good day.
Yes.
Because Reigns needs to be broken down a lot. Speaking of broken, the Hardys and Finn.
Yes.
Versus Elias
Sampson.
Poor Elias. And Sheamus and Cesaro. Sheamus and Cesaro. And Josh, how the hell you pronounce his last name?
Josh Doohickey. We'll call him Josh Doohickey.
No. Megan Fox had a lot of doohickeys put on hers, which is how she got all the roles she got.
Toe thumbs, what you gonna do?
What you gonna do when they all scare you?
Yes.
You can hide in the foxhole if you ignore that. Anyway, but not a lot of guys did. And moving on from that, I enjoyed the match, but 2 commercial breaks for this.
Yeah.
That was a little much. You could have done 1 commercial break. It proved... I mean, I think I said it just as much by the second 6-man tag. I'm like, they have nothing for us.
No.
And they kind of didn't. 5 matches the whole show. Like, you can make that work on a pay-per-view if you have good quality matches. This, well, sometimes. They sort of made it work. They sort of made it work for Extreme Rules. Well, I mean, not really.
There was a lot wrong with this episode.
There was, which we will get to in a bit.
That they could have done completely right.
Yeah.
But they didn't.
They didn't.
Spoiler alert.
If you watched Raw, though, you already know. And some people didn't watch Raw. I find out that some of the viewers, half the viewers at least, don't watch Raw and watch this review. Because they say, we sum up stuff better and make it more entertaining.
Hello.
WWE should hire us, by the way. Especially hire this guy, because he can fix Roman. But, fix the big dog.
Big pair of hedge clippers. Have you played Clock Tower? You know what I'm talking about.
Push him over. Roar. I can't. Clock Tower. Man, that game scared me. The Goldust vignette. What do you think of the 6-man tag, though? First one.
Yeah, it was good.
But long.
Yes. And too many interruptions.
Yeah. And Josh, I mean, look, the guy didn't necessarily take away from the match. He didn't add anything to it.
But why are you advertising a movie that you've already released?
Right. It's one of the 20,000 Transformers movies that will be released by 2025.
But it's your final and your series, says the commercials.
Yeah, right. How many more did you say were greenlit?
19 were contracted, 5... This is the 5th or 6th movie of that 19.
God damn, Michael.
19 of them.
Man, 19. Well, it's legal age at least. Goldust vignette back in LA. I like that, and Bayley enjoyed being around Kurt's great balls. I mean, he was spinning them, and she gripped them. What? I mean, she did.
All the ladies were. I mean, technically.
At just the right angle, also. Yes. So, Goldust beat up Truth. That was great, and he was back in the old school ring gear for 1995-96. That was great. Thankfully, not in lingerie like he was at WrestleMania 12. That was disturbing.
I mean, that was kind of...
It was his character.
I would say Goldust's shtick, but that might come across as...
his Golden Globe shtick.
Yes.
What? But I like that.
Dirty.
Yes. I like that he beat up Truth, though. That was good. And we're going to get a match at, Great Balls of Fire. God damn it. I hate that name. Man, Joe snuck up on Heyman. Man, he's now Samoa Joe Cosby.
No more words now. Only sleep.
Jesus, it's like, Heyman looks so scared. I haven't seen Heyman look that scared since Creditors came after him. So, moving on. Miz TV with LeVar Ball. Okay, WWE.
I know Great Balls of Fire is coming up, but why'd you have to have a set of balls up on stage?
That's the only reason Vince okayed it is because the guy's last name was Ball. I bet you. I'm going to rant just for a second, but you don't know too much because you don't really pay attention to the NBA.
Huh?
Exactly. Well, no, you don't know too much about this guy. I kind of had to
You
explain.
know, once they get the Sonics back, I might pay more attention.
The Sonics.
Give us our Sonics back.
I mean, at this point, they've...
Give it to us.
Give us the Sonics back. When you got to go fast. Now I'm just picturing them lumbering around collecting rings while...
Meanwhile, back at the plot.
Moving on from that, look, I am embarrassed by what WWE did tonight.
Yeah.
This was worse than the This Is Your Life segment. Because here's why. No, here's why. It damaged Bayley, and yes, the Extreme Rules match did. Here's why, though. At least Alexa is still champion. They didn't make her drop the title right after that. They're at least continuing to push her. And Bayley is at least featured on TV. You were using a guy that is basically like a male Kardashian, so basically it's Bruce Jenner or whatever that is. This is ridiculous. This guy actually made me physically ill. I feel bad for his son. His son that's now in the NBA is going to get all the pressure put on him, is probably going to crumble, even though the guy's really good. And he plays for the Lakers, my Lakers, that I've been a fan of since the 80s. And LeVar Ball needs to have tape put over his mouth, cement put around his shoes, and thrown in a damn river.
To be fair,
Go ahead.
if you weren't like you who pays attention to these things,
Right.
I thought it was a good dynamic between the two of them. You don't really get a guest that often that plays off of the Mrs. Arrogance so well. However, he wasn't playing that role. That was his role. That's his role as that living vicariously through their children kind of parent.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, look, there's nothing wrong with the father being supportive of his sons, but he's doing it just to leech off their celebrity. I agree with what you're saying.
Well, I mean, that could be a different story. I mean, you never know if it's just a very passionate parent.
True, I've seen enough of this guy where I believe, yes, he's playing it up, and people are giving him attention like I am right now. But this was shit. This was so unnecessary.
It was.
And of course, Ambrose. I think Ambrose is supposed to go longer. That was good. Ambrose is supposed to go longer on his promo and just did the Great Balls thing because Renee texted him about his Great Balls, and he had to go backstage. I don't know.
They had a match right after that.
Oh, God, right. They did. Oh, yeah, the match. The second match in like an hour and a half. That was shit, though. That brought it down a full grade and a half. I felt that took years off my life.
In the end, yes, it was completely unnecessary.
I mean, yes, the This Is Your Life segment was bad, but this might have unseated it.
They could have simply had a different segment which led into a match with Dean Ambrose to establish the Bo Dallas and
Axel.
Yeah, Axel.
The Miz Taraj. That's so bad.
Yes.
Ambrose, Slater, and Rhino versus Miz and the Miz Taraj. That was it. I didn't mind that the match that we had yet another 6-man tag, further proving the creative had nothing. Mm-hmm. But it went too long. Why did this get a commercial break? The match already went long enough before a commercial break.
Right.
Nothing against anybody involved. I'm glad that
the pacing of this episode was god awful.
It was really bad. I mean, it was like the Lakers franchise the past few years. Which if you know anything about, oh God, Lakers are an embarrassment. It just, I'm glad that
it's
Bo.
Like the Timberwolves, almost there but not quite.
I mean, they're the Timberwolves.
Right.
I mean, they're like the Twins. I mean, the Twins have at least won a championship. I think so. Moving on, though. I'm glad that Bo and Axel got some TV time.
Yeah.
I'm happy for that. But
honestly, Bo would be better used working with Bray because,
yes.
I mean, they know each other's strengths and weaknesses for some reason.
You make it seem like they're family related or something.
I know,
yes. Right. It went on too long. It wasn't horrible, but it wasn't great. Big Cass deserves a big push, and I like the hype for the women's match. I like that they had all the backstage segment with all the women gripping Kurt's balls. His great balls of Angle Fire. So, Enzo, I questioned this. What? I'm proud of that. Enzo, and you've mentioned this before, who do you think Enzo should manage?
All the jobbers and mid-carders. Work his way through. Because honestly,
have a stable.
Enzo as a manager for the mid-carders would be a great fit for him. He's a great hype man, and he could provide the words for those who are not so good at the speakingness.
It's a damn shame that Enzo couldn't be, the hype man for Reigns because Enzo has charisma.
Those two would not go...
No, they wouldn't. No, Enzo...
Unless Roman was fully heel, in which case it'd be I don't want you around, what are you doing?
Paul Ellering should manage him, though. You think Enzo manages... I mean, I'm okay with it. If he forms a stable sometime later this year or next year, I think it could be fine. Maybe move him to SmackDown after this feud with Cass is done. I think it could work.
Yeah.
I mean, Big Cass, boy, that was cold. And they almost had me. Almost had me on them reforming. I go, oh, they forgot, and he attacked him.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, though, that attack on the entrance felt really staged.
They were trying to ramp up the tension.
They were. They did show that girl in the page top. And what? I did not shut up about her for the last hour. She was hot.
Welcome to 90% of the brain processes that go on in John's head.
You're being generous with just putting it as low as 90%, by the way.
You have 10% perfect recall of WWE events.
This is true. And WCW events.
Right.
Sting beat Flair on July 7th, 1990 for the NWA title. Great American Bash 90 was a fun show.
Fun fact, I wasn't born then.
Thanks, Chris. I was 9 years old.
You're welcome.
Page Girl, it was hot, but still, I like the segment with Cass attacking Enzo.
Yeah.
Good. It was really nice, and it will lead to a match at Great Balls of Fire. I'm just going to keep saying that name to see if it gets any less annoying to me. It has not.
It's almost as dumb as I look like a steampunk Groucho Marx.
I'm picturing now, who would I be as far as, like, the Marx Brothers? I mean, I would not be Harpo. Probably the other one. Whoever the middle one was. Anyway, moving on from that. Rollins versus Hawkins. Hawkins lasted a lot longer than I thought. And then you had Rollins.
Concerning that long cane of his.
Face the facts. Right in the face of the facts.
Good.
But you had Rollins.
Hawkins.
Look at the title card to get that. Rollins was stalking Hawkins.
Stockings.
Where the Page Girl was wearing stockings. Anyway, it was fine. Rollins winning. I mean, Hawkins got more offense.
That was to be expected,
yes.
But he did put in more offense than usual.
More offense. Bray has lost his feud already. Talking about how Rollins does dirty things. Bray, after what you just did, baby, you should be talking about that.
You know, being good old Southern boy leading 3 black guys out into the woods to beat them up. You remember that, Bray?
Oh, God. Right, the new Deletion.
Yes.
That was so bad. Rollins is going to beat him at Great
Ladies
Balls
and
of
gentlemen, subtle racism.
Subtle. Like me. I'm subtle. I'm plenty subtle with my... Heyman, great hype man. The Heyman. Now we go eat moon. Charlie, my God. Oh, I want her so bad. Nah.
You got what I need.
A restraining order is more than likely what I'll be getting.
Yeah, probably.
There's no probably bad. Joe chokes out the Bork laser, and that was good.
And the fact that you called that.
Oh, God, I did. I almost tweeted out, but I said, what if Joe's going to attack Lesnar on the ramp, or on the entranceway? I was kidding!
Yeah, I was sitting here like, ooh.
God,
but I think this is the first step to getting Samoa Joe as the Universal Champion.
You really think that he is going to beat Brock?
Yes.
Jeremy8911 actually tweeted, and it made sense, well, he always tweets, about Heyman switching clients.
Yes. Because, think about it. The Bork Lazar, he isn't on TV very often. Samoa Joe is perfectly capable of doing that.
Did you say Samoa Joan?
No.
Oh, I thought you did. That was like Samoa Joe and Osborne. What if God was one of us? God damn it, I'm so old. Go ahead.
Anyway.
Sorry.
Samoa Joe can be the perfect heel. The perfect monster heel to counterbalance what's missing with Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need a part-time champion.
No.
I know the Jam Belt's disgusting to look at, but it's the Universal Championship.
It's the Raw Championship.
It needs that attention.
Having it on Brock really isn't helping.
Yeah, it's a waste of time and money.
Having it on Goldberg didn't help. And
it's better suited phasing Brock Lesnar out in favor of more active stars.
Phasing him out as champion, at least. I mean, having him at some events or whatever, some pay-per-views, I'm all for.
Because that's fine. That's a draw. But we don't need him as champion.
I mean, he was champion back in 2014 to 2015. He was at... So he won a title SummerSlam, defended it at Night of Champions, didn't defend it again until the Rumble, and then defended it at Mania.
Yep.
So won.
Hey, you remember that Sheamus cash-in?
Wait, well, I mean, that was in November of 2015. The Rollins cash-in happened at Mania.
Yeah.
That was better. The Sheamus cash-in was fun. I mean, even though I don't care for Sheamus. Moving on from that, though, I like your idea. I hope that you're right. I hope that Joe wins. I hope he wins. Great Balls of Fire. Yeah, we will be watching that. Lindsay Dorado versus Neville. Well, that was quick. Tozawa and Neville. I like the whole thing. I think it's going to be a damn good match.
And I like how Titus O'Neil saying what most people say. No, we're not having a fight with the champion on free TV.
You're going to pay for it.
Oh, yes.
So, I enjoyed that. I thought it was fun. I mean, I feel bad for Lindsay because Lindsay deserves better.
If Cruiserweights grows, the brand grows, then yes. Maybe they consider putting a half hour of it on Raw and a half hour of it on SmackDown. Because right now, where it's at, it's not getting the attention it deserves.
Putting only that one Cruiserweight match and in the death slot right before the main event, that's not helping.
Right.
If you had it right at the beginning, or even after the opening talking segment, I'd be okay with that. Have something like that happen, or kick it off with a match like we've been saying should happen.
Yeah.
Well, you've been saying it more.
It's either that or pay for that extra hour of time slot on TV.
This is true. Heyman talking about his great balls. He looks so scared. I have not seen Heyman look that scared, that intense since the Crackers came after him. I'm proud of that one. Now we go on to the women's gauntlet main event.
Which was almost perfect.
Yes. Red Warrior needs food bad. Wait, wrong gauntlet. I got that wrong. You're right, almost perfect. Let's go through the competitors, though.
Yes.
Yeah. Competitors.
Bayley squashed.
Verily. If WWE does that whole romance, that thing I messaged you, if they do that, they might as well just send Bayley back to NXT.
That's a rumor at the moment, though.
I fear that this may be the beginning of it. And I did like, though, earlier in the show when they had Big Cass confront Graves.
Yeah.
It was cool. Graves will probably be the new Raw GM by SummerSlam.
And I think that might actually be a good fit for him.
I think so.
I'm going to miss Kurt, though.
Yes. But Kurt may be back in the ring to do some spots. And I'd be okay with that. Bayley getting squashed by Nia, as you said, and then Nia running the gauntlet, literally, and beating people up. Beating Mickey, decent, competition.
Dana, instant squash.
I'm amazed.
Just add Nia.
Yes, and her implants didn't pop, shockingly. Seriously, when she ran to the ring last week, I was half expecting them to pop and fly and hit somebody in the face.
K.O. You lose.
Silicone nights. Anyway, so Dana got squashed. Emma put up a good fight, but then, she hit her lips hard, and, there we go for that. And then Sasha put up a good match with her. Nia should have won this.
And if she was going to lose, you don't have her tap out.
Yeah, you ever pass out. Pass out.
How hard is that? I mean, passing out can be difficult. Legitimately passing out is bad for your health.
Right, but have it booked like that.
Yeah.
Because they ruined Nia's momentum in NXT when Bayley tapped her out at NXT TakeOver London 2015. That was right at Nia had only been on the roster a little bit, on TV a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying... Sasha Wayne, I'm not against it, but it's almost like they should have had Nia win. Unless they're going to build Nia versus Alexa at SummerSlam, and maybe have Nia take the title off of her there. I'm not saying they should, but they seem like they're angling for that. Sasha's not going to win unless she takes her hair off and beats Alexa with it.
I can't believe it.
I think Nia should have. I'm not against Sasha winning. I think Nia should win. Just the way they were doing it. And like you said, if they're going to have Sasha win, not to tap out. Because that just undercut everything.
Yeah.
Raw was okay. I'm debating how this was. Because I was originally, before I found out LeVar Ball was going to be on this, if he wasn't on there, I might have given this a B+.
Yeah.
But this is getting a C. C. It's getting a C.
It's going to get the C.
I'll tell you why it's going to get a C. I like Braun beating up Reigns. I like the opening six-man tag. I like the Goldust beating up Truth. I hated the LeVar Ball thing. Yeah, the other six-man was The big Cass Enzo stuff is good.
Yep.
I like the hype for the women's match. Rollins Hawkins was throwaway. Lindsay and Neville was just to get hype Neville and Tozawa.
Yep.
In the women's gauntlet, it was nice. It was the main event. That was nice. I enjoyed that. Except, now I probably should have won, or at least not tapped. I gotta see. What do you got?
I'm going to give it a C-. I'm seeing a lot of missed potential, and these are easy things to get right.
Yeah.
And you done goofed.
You did. You know what?
Nia should have either won that gauntlet or lost by passing out.
Yeah.
Having her give in like that just weakens everything that you just did.
It really does. I mean, it's like she ran through everybody. I mean, that was great when
It's
she
like
squashed Dan.
having the spooky wrestler who loses every important match he's in.
Since 2013, 24. No, since 2014 when Cena squashed him.
It undercuts anything. It makes him look almost as bad as the Boogeyman.
I like the Boogeyman, but yeah, I mean, it's like, you make it ridiculous, but the guy had fun with it. But I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm actually going to knock it down to a C-, and here's why. Because of stuff you said.
Yeah.
They
undercut a lot of what they wanted to do.
They really did, and they phoned in quite a bit of it. For 5 matches. I mean, the bookends of the matches were fine.
Yeah.
The six-man tag in the beginning, and the women's match was fine. Everything else was filler. I did like the big Cass stuff. But yeah, the LeVar Ball stuff actually did not.
Enzo is a terrific actor.
He is. Despite his hair. I enjoyed parts of it, but yes, there was a lot of missed opportunities. So C- for me, C- for you.
Yep.
We are moving on to Raw now. So look for his title card. Look for our Twitter handles. Look for a bunch of fun stuff this guy puts in. Also like, share, subscribe, and look for the Twitter handles. This has been Real Honesty with Jonn Rittlin. I'm Jonn Rittlin, and that is
The Derbinator.
And we will see you tomorrow. Yes?
No.
Sure.
Yes.
What?
Quack!